Hey guys, it's that guy with the picks. It is Thursday morning. To recap last night, watching that game felt like when I was back in second or third grade, going to school for the first day and everybody having Nikes and Jordans on their feet. And I walked in with a pair of spot built on. And it was uncomfortable. I heard a lot of comments. And it just wasn't nice. All three of those things equal up to South Dakota State last night. Guys, I watched that game from the opening tip until the game was over, and it was painful. I mean, painful. I was in awe most of the game. Like, what the hell am I watching? I mean, they couldn't get a stop for nothing. I think, I could be wrong, but I think they took the lead at one point, like 53-52, for like 7 seconds. Idaho completely dominated that team. Let's put it like this. If there was bait, I was the sucker. I was definitely the sucker. They won. You know how it goes. No justification, no rationalization, none of it. We took an L. Takes us to 4-1, 80% in our last 5 college games. Tonight we're looking at the NFL. I have 2 games tonight for you guys. Tonight, Pittsburgh at 6-5-1 is traveling to Minnesota at 5-7. This line opened up at 3.5. It sits at 3. With it sitting at 3, Pittsburgh is plus 105 with the 3. The total opened up at 45.5, and right now it sits at 43.5. They're calling this game the Detroit Bowl, where at least Steelers got a tie. As disgusting as that sounds, but they did come away with the tie, where the Vikings weren't so lucky with the buzzsaw of the Lions. They lost to the Lions 29-27 for their first W of the year. Let's thank Vikings for that win. I think everybody should have at least one win in the NFL. Man, that's bad. The tie was embarrassing for the Steelers. There's no doubt about that. And that overtime period in that game was like watching a comedy skit. There was just bad play after bad play after bad play after Freiermuth threw the ball out of bounds with about 3 seconds to go in the game. It was a comedy. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Let's see. But the Minnesota loss, that was on a whole different level. And I'm not even going to get into that level. It was just on a whole different level. Pittsburgh last week, they got a huge win versus the Ravens. They held that 5th-ranked rushing offense to a whopping 107 yards for the game, and got to Lamar Jackson 7 times. The Steelers got to him 7 times. T.J. Watt got to him 3.5 times in that game. My man Cameron Hayward came in with a sack. Their defense looked impressive in that game. Ben threw for 236 yards and 2 touchdowns. No harm, no foul, no turnovers. That's what you look for. Najee ran the ball 21 times for 71 yards. There wasn't a lot there for Najee, but they did stay committed to the run like they were supposed to, and like they're supposed to the rest of the year. And he moved the chains here and there, here and there. I mean, you just hear 21 carries for 71 yards, you just think pitiful game. Well, you can look at it that way too. Let's see. Deontay Johnson had a hell of a game. He had 8 grabs for $105 and 2 touchdowns. It was a very, very good game for Pittsburgh. Where the Vikings and Cousins last game, Cousins threw for 340 yards and 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Matheson ran 22 times for 90 yards and a touchdown. He was the lead back with Dalvin Cook out. And Jefferson did what Jefferson does. He did Jefferson-type things. This kid is just a freak. I'm talking freak. When I see him going down the field in that Minnesota Vikings uniform, it takes me back years and years ago when Culpepper was hitting Randy Moss. I mean, this kid is a freak. I'm not putting him in the same class as Randy Moss yet, but he's going to get there. There's no doubt in my mind. And I'd love to see him stay with the same team his whole career. Those are the things that I like. He had 11 catches for $182 and a touchdown. Normal day at the office? Well, he put a little overtime in, but Osborne had 7 grabs for 47 yards and a touchdown. They had 3 sacks and 1 interception in that game. Tonight, Thielen is out. He's not playing. And Cook is questionable. But the questionable tag on Cook, it's looking like he's going to suit up tonight and give it a go. Which, that really didn't sway in my decision for this game one way or the other. It just didn't. As crazy as that sounds. Steelers are going to be without Hayden again tonight, no surprise. But they are healthier tonight than they were a couple weeks ago. And they're healthier tonight than they were last week because they had another week to get stronger. I see Fitzpatrick doing some of that stuff that Fitzpatrick does. The Steelers are 4-1-1 against the spread in their last 6 Thursday games. The Vikings are 2-7 against the spread in their last 9 home games. Vikings are 6-13 against the spread in their last 19 overall. Pittsburgh averages 20.3 points per game versus Vikings at 25.7. Steelers give up 23 points a game versus 25 from Minnesota. Both these teams need this game in the worst way. And whichever team loses tonight, their chance of making the playoffs is probably going to be around 0%. So the feel that I'm expecting tonight should be like a playoff atmosphere. Because that's what these guys are playing for tonight. Trust me, it's only our 14th game of the week. We still got weeks coming up. But this game tonight is a win or go home. And it may already be a go home for Minnesota. It may already be. But if they win tonight, they're definitely back. They're definitely back in the conversation. So I'm looking for a playoff feel. I'm looking for that type of vibe when the game comes on. Pittsburgh beat Ravens last week, and Vikings lost to the Lions. Enough said. Pittsburgh's coming in with confidence. There's no doubt about that. Their confidence level is going to be on about 1 million tonight. Vikings have to show their face to their fans after that embarrassing loss to the Lonely Lions. That's got to be like the walk of shame. The walk of shame. With Thielen out, I think the check mark definitely goes to Pittsburgh for the talent box. And Pittsburgh's defense looked scary versus the Ravens in a good way. I see Vikings defending home field tonight for a while. But I see Pittsburgh taking over somewhere in the second half. And let's remember, this is not a good Vikings defense, by saying the least. They just gave up 30 points to the Lions. Enough said there. Steelers D should be the best unit tonight on the field. And I see Pittsburgh getting quite a few more stops than Vikings get on Pittsburgh. And what that creates is more opportunities, more chances, more plays, more time of possession. You have everything in your hands when you're making the other team punt at a percentage that I think that they will punt tonight at. Yeah. So tonight's game, if it's no surprise, and remember, guys, yes, I will tell you right now, I am a Steeler fan through and through. I'm not a guy that ever places a bet based on my heart and who I love. I place a bet with this green stuff they call money, and I try to put it on a team where I can get a decent amount coming back to me. I don't care who that team is. I look for a slight edge and I jump on it. Tonight, I see the slight edge with the Steelers. This ain't a pick with my heart. This is a pick with my... This handicapping was done with my head. Tonight, the pick, take the Steelers +3. Guys, thank you. Thank you for the love, support, kindness, words, shares, subscribe, everything. Just please continue to do it, and I'll continue to bring you great content with high percentage of winners. I also have a great college basketball game tonight that we are going to bounce back from what we did last night. You're going to want to get that one too, and you're going to want to get it on your tickets. Until I see you guys again, you already know what I'm going to do. I'm going to get back to getting this cash.